Meanwhile, I have like an ad.
Oh no!
Um,
Hello! We're live! We did
we
it.
should
Hello.
we should
Also,
maybe
hi,
make our
eyes.
friends moderators for the duration of the stream.
Do you don't have ads as moderator?
No, but they could use being moderator anyway.
Fair enough. I should work on that.
You should work on yourself, Ante.
Again.
Well. It's been a while. Some people might have been in the hospital. No further details needed. Um, but I'm extremely happy to be live once again with you all to continue this campaign that I have worked very hard on. And to summarize what happened last time, you continue your journey down to the city to reach the harbor eventually. After finishing off the remains of your fight, where you were joined by Captain Zelaya, you carried on into a collapsed alleyway, which you managed to uncollapse, so to speak, and proceed into the harbor. On the way, you managed to loot a chest, or two chests rather, out of three. The third one exploded when Seti tried to open it, even though it was obviously trapped. Um, what was this with Elf Lady? Anyway, you also met fan favorite the Goblin Mogurt, who gave you some idea of the chaos to come, though mostly they were just concerned about the scrolls Seti was carrying. And now you have made it down into the harbor, defeated the Nikoloth that was attacking Archmage Vico, who turns out was the associate trying to get you out of the dungeon all along. Um, you have retrieved the lamp that was responsible for the vortex which has caused all the monsters to appear, but it has now been activated again, glowing with a sinister teal color, as it summoned three tentacles out of the ocean, which you deduct belong to or rather, which Vico stated belonged to a ancient aboleth. And I'm going to need all of you to roll initiative
Hey!
and put it in chat
Oof.
while you explain while you introduce yourselves and your characters once more. Once again, I am Francis, or Siska. My pronouns are she/her, and I am the DM. My intention for this session is to fuck around, find out, I guess.
Fuck around and find out.
And I'm going to roll for the tentacles. And Ante, why don't you introduce yourself and Sasette?
Hi, I am Tabasco, he/him, and I will be playing Seti. Also, this is my orange cat called Antir. And we're here to do the D&D. Also, hi, Ice. I hope you're doing
That
well.
was so cute.
Yeah, he's been attention seeking today, a bit of cutie. Yep, and there he goes.
Okay, for having a -1 modifier, these tentacles rolled really well.
Oof.
Or we just rolled really, really bad.
Yeah, I rolled really, really, really bad.
So, Falani, can you put in chat what you rolled?
Natural 20.
Whoop whoop.
At least Felani has still her dice luck.
Okay, and then I'm also going to roll for your two friendly NPCs, Roberta and Vico.
For a 24.
I think Roberta was +1. Sure
So I'm
was.
Talani, she, her, playing Fear of the Blood Hunter, she, her as well. Ready to fuck some extra planar shit up.
That is your mission for today, is it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
fuck shit up.
Yeah. Cool stuff.
Let's see if it goes in our favor.
Cool stuff. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Coolster, she, her, and I'm playing Stacy, a half-elf druid, with also the pronouns of she, her. And today I hope we defeat the next mob, and then also that Stacy can finally check out her flan in the backpack because she's really curious about it, since Mogurt was not too happy that she stored it away in her backpack.
I think they were mostly concerned about you putting a floppy object inside of your a viscous object inside of your backpack where it might spill.
But it was stored in a porcelain container, so it should be fine.
Porcelain, you might know, is extremely brittle. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to select all of you. Ah, there you go. And I would like to add a turn. Can I please add a turn?
Please, sir, can I add a turn?
Can I add a turnip? May I add a turnip?
Should I introduce myself?
Yes, please.
Hi, I'm Danny, pronouns she, they. I play an elf named who goes by Flora, and her pronouns are she, her. And I'm probably just gonna make some more references and shoot some arrows.
Absolutely outstanding. Okay, for some reason the turn order is now empty after I've added all the... Thank you, Roll20, for... You know what, it's my fault, I should have just...
Oh, I'm a mod now.
Yes,
You are?
someone
Roll20 has
suggested
been
it to me.
acting-
Oof.
Ah,
Roll20 has been acting real funky in my other game as well.
right, let's just see. We got a 14. We got a natural 20. Up to
24
19.
even now.
We got a 18. Vico got a 9, which is funny because they have the highest dex out of anything.
9?
Stacy
It's
also
Stacy.
9. What will go after Vico on account of having lower dex? The party dad got 12.
Father.
I do think he's older than all of you. Yeah, he should be.
Probably.
He's like in his 40s, and Sassetti I think is just in his 30s.
Yeah, but just me 30.
Yeah, I mean, Fira is like over 100 years old.
True,
but-
true. I guess you are the oldest character here.
But in elf years, that's basically like 18.
28, I think.
And I'm probably the youngest character.
That's not unlikely, but I think you're older than Stacy. We could talk about this in RP later. I'm looking forward to make it come up organically. Okay, you got it. 20. Hooray!
I'm 24, by the way, and I'm half elf, so I am like really 24.
Yeah, so then I'm younger.
Okay, it goes the other. Nope. Goes the other way. Perfetto.
Perfect.
Perfect. Without further
Yes.
ado,
There's one tentacle with initiative of 0 in my team.
yeah, I added this one tentacle twice.
Ah, okay.
We're just gonna skip that. And Falani, Farah, what you gonna do?
Well, since I'm not really gonna be able to do much with the lamp, I think it's time to shoot some tentacles.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hmm. 15.
That will not hit.
Yeah, thought so.
Wanna do anything
Well-
else?
Since my shot missed, I'm gonna try to go a bit more centrally, so the tentacles don't really get to me.
Over here?
Yeah.
Can you please tell me what your current HP is?
Current HP is at 21.
Your HP is at 21.
Yep.
You have
I am
28.
level 2.
Oh, yeah, I had you all level up, I remember. Perfect. Good. And that's gonna be your turn. Tentacle 1, which I think is this one, the middle one, is going to... is going to do a multi-attack on...
Oh my god.
I think the attack is called Slammo, yeah. The stat box says
Slammo.
Slammo.
Kaslamo.
And it's going to be... Oh, it only has a range of 20 feet.
I was
I'm going to ignore that and say it's a big tentacle, and it's going to go for the nearest target, which is Stacy. Stacy? And it's going to attack 3 times, which means I'm going to roll, which should be a +9 to hit. Does a 24 hit? Stacy.
Yes.
Does a 23 hit?
Yes.
Does another... Never mind.
No, the third one doesn't hit
I
for
got
some reason.
really into it for a moment.
Hey, pizza.
Hey, pizza. So I'm just going to roll this.
Hey, pizza.
Hey, pizza.
Hey,
So,
pizza.
2d6 plus... Since all 3 hit, I'm just going to roll them all together, which is 2d6 plus 5, which is 66 plus 15. You take 36 bludgeoning damage.
Ooh-wee.
I instantly flop on the floor unconscious.
Yuck.
I'm so sorry. And please give me a Constitution save.
Oof.
That will not make it. Please note down. Wait, let me roll the d4. For the next 4 hours, you're going to be diseased. Which means... Diseased creature has disadvantage on saving throws. I'm sorry, cool stuff.
Yay.
Wow.
So, you're going to be out for now. But don't worry, I'm sure your friends will help you. And that will bring us to Tentacle 2. Which is... the one on the right. And they are going to do another multi-slammo on the nearest target, which is Pharaoh.
Yay.
Does a 12 hit?
Nope.
Does a 23 hit?
Of
Plus
course.
9. 9.
Does a 16 hit?
My AC is 16. So no.
It beats it.
Oh.
What? Do you not think that meets it beats it?
No. Your
Talk
table, your
with me.
rules.
You can negotiate with me, it's fine.
I
Alright,
don't have cutting words. I'm not a bard.
that's alright. And I am now going to roll the damage. Since you were hit twice, you're not going to take quite the damage that Stacy took. You're just going to take 46 plus 10.
Wait. Oh, shh.
What?
Oh.
Can I-
Never
can I
mind.
help you?
Yeah, I just saw Ghosty say my max HP was 18. Technically,
And
Ghosty's
she
dead.
dead. Yeah.
Oh.
36 is double of 18.
Yeah.
So in one volley.
We can deal with that later. You take 21 bludgeoning damage. Farah.
And I'm down.
And you are down. Can you please give me a Constitution saving throw?
Well, that's gonna be fun. 12.
That will not make it. You are diseased for 3 hours.
Ooh.
Bring us finally to tentacle number 3, who is going to do a multi-attack on the nearest target, which is Saseti. Saseti, which means
Oh, my armor class is so. That
does
misses.
11 hit?
No.
Does 16 hit?
Yes.
Does 21 hit?
Yeah.
You were hit twice, which means you take 46 plus 10 damage, which is 24.
Yeah, I'm down. I had 21 left. 24
are
is my
now-
max HP.
You are down.
Yes.
And that will bring us to Flora.
Wait, I don't have to roll the con save?
Yeah, you do actually, I'm sorry.
12.
12 will not make it. You are diseased
Ah!
for
Hi
3
Undies.
hours. Hey, Andes.
Welcome in for the first time.
Welcome into this absolute
PPK.
fucking bloodbath.
Yeah.
PPK.
CPK indeed.
And yeah, Flora, it's your turn.
Okay, am I allowed to, like, use my healer's kit as an action?
Yes.
Okay, can I use my healer's kit on, Stacy?
Stacy is quite dead.
Oh, okay then. I guess I'll heal Auntie Sassetti.
Yes. Please roll your healing.
I forget what the
Wait.
roll for
Oh wait,
healer's kit.
wow, I can't be poisoned. Nice.
You're not poisoned, you're diseased.
Ah, damn it.
Polani, do you know what healer's kit is? Damage stuff, healing stuff. Because I did not write
I'm
it
just
down.
gonna put it into D&D Beyond. Don't worry about it. What? Pharaoh, if you know anything, go ahead.
You can
Oh,
expend
yeah.
one use of the kit to stabilize a creature that has 0 hit points without needing to make a wisdom check.
Okay,
Yeah.
that which means you stabilize Sassetti, which means he comes back at 1 hit point. I'm assuming.
No, then
stabilized.
I'm not
means
bleeding
you're-
out, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, you successfully stabilize Sassetti.
Okay.
Okay, you still have your bonus action and your movement.
And can I use my bonus action to cast Zephyr Strike?
Yeah. Who are you casting it on?
It's a self cast, I believe.
Okay.
Which
And
is
you-
basically just I get moving doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. And I get yeah. That's it for now because it doesn't really do anything until after I attack.
Run away!
And,
Run
Alright.
and
away!
I'm going to use my 60 feet to back up because I have plenty of range because of my longbow.
60 feet, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. Just 11 because you already used 5 feet to get it up to Sassetti. And is that your turn?
Yeah.
And with that, we're going to get to Roberto. Roberto, let me look at that. Let me see. Ah, perfect. 10 plus 4, huh? And first of all, he's going to swear and walk over to Sassetti. And he's going to use a special ability to heal you for 1d10 plus 4. You come back with 12 HP.
Oof. Also, High Flamer.
Hey, Flames.
Hey,
Flamer,
Flamer, I'm the perfect floor tank right now.
Flirt.
Yeah, you're so fucking dead. And after he sees that you're breathing again, he sighs a breath of relief, swears again, holsters his crossbow and aims it at the tentacle that fucking got you. And that is going to be... First of all, 20 plus 7. Which is a 15, and he aims it at the nearest tentacle who fucking got you, and just misses. Air goes wide and lands somewhere in the water. And he swears a third and final time. Stacy's turn. Vico's turn. Vico is a bit shook by the sudden onslaught of tentacles, though that's probably not the worst thing they've ever seen, and actually, I need to add an icon for something. Give me a minute. Do, 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 do. How about I just make it... What do I make it?
Wow,
How
there's,
about...
there even is a Rip Coolsta emote. Wow.
Oh yeah, it's one of Josh's. I'm going to add this tiny wisp. Wait, what is it? Hey! Stay here. Anyway. This tiny wisp which now represents the lamp. The lamp, Vico is going to stare at the lamp and then going to stare at Stacy and going to cast Revivify.
Wait, she stabs the lamp?
Excuse me?
Sorry. You said she stabs the lamp?
They stare
Oh,
at the
sorry.
lamp.
Stare, okay, not stab.
I mean, they're stabbing it with their eyes. Like,
Okay.
how'd you do this to me? And let me once again look what Revivify does. They died within the last minute. Yep. And congratulations, Stacy. You're no longer fucking dead.
Yay!
You'll come back with 1 HP. And yeah, since you were revived this time, hang on. Technically, you should have gone after Vika, which means it would be your turn coming up. Anyway, we're skipping Cisetti since he only just came back, and we're going to Fira, who has to give me a death save.
Yay! Let's hope my dice don't fuck me here. Oh, natural 20!
Woo!
Which means you you only have to succeed 1 more to be stable, right?
No, that means he comes back with 1 HP automatically.
Oh!
Yep.
Congratulations. See, you recovered really quickly from that.
And the good thing is, death saves happen at the start of your turn, which means I still get to shoot the bastard that killed me almost.
Yes!
Please, by all means, give me a shoot.
Yeah!
Pew pew.
I'm using the same die because motherfucker gave me a natural 1. Yeah, no.
Describe to me how you fail to shoot.
Fury uses half her movement to get up off the floor,
Yeah.
grabs her crossbow, shoots it, tries to shoot it, realizes she doesn't have a bolt in it. And then she turns around and runs.
Which way are you running?
This way, 25 feet. No, 15 feet because I... Yeah.
Shoots the sky out of comes
As you
back.
wish.
Wow.
And we are back to the middle tentacle. The middle tentacle has no face and therefore portrays no emotion. But they're going to do another multi-attack, this time on Vico.
No.
For some reason, I think they will be a bit... They will do better. 10 will not hit. 16 will not hit. 17 will not hit. As
Yay.
Vico deftly dodges out of the way of each tentacle strike. And that was all his actions, and we're going to the one on the right. Which is going to do the same thing. Yep.
Go Vico, go.
15 will not hit. 27 will hit. Natural 20 will hit.
Damn!
Which
No,
I
Vico,
believe
no.
means we get, first we get 2d6 plus 5 for the first one, which is 12 bludgeoning damage. And then it should be 4d6 plus 5. No, it should be 2d6 plus 5 and I double the die, yeah. Which is 12 plus 5, which is 12 plus 5 plus 5.
11 plus 5.
11? It's 11. It's 22 plus 5. Now,
Yes.
Damn.
It's 27 plus 12, which is 29 points of bludgeoning damage. The second tentacle, much more successful than the last, reduces Vico's HP down to quick maths. 127 HP.
Oof. The only defensive against math is quick math.
And Vico is a bit flabbergasted at being so viciously slapped. I imagine the critical strike was just the tentacle using its very tip to slap them across the face. And Vico does not look impressed. In fact,
Wow.
you can kind of see a little fire burning up in their amber eyes. It is now the left tentacle's turn, which is going to attack Roberto, who just helped Yususetti. And once again,
Yep.
22 will hit. 22 will hit. 20
Yeah.
critical hit. And with that, Vico will first take 46 plus 10 damage, which is 20. And then he will also take
We
7
get
plus
fucking
14
mauled
plus
here.
I think we need
19.
to run away.
19 plus 20 is 39. 39 bludgeoning damage, which brings him down to 4. You can see him getting pummeled as you did by the tentacles, as he is now in a very bad state. You can see a bit of pauldron just gets ripped clean off by one of the suckers. And it is now again Flora's turn.
Okay, quick question. Because I was checking stuff. How far away am I from any of the tentacles? 'Cause-
Hang on. 110 feet, 115 feet, 125 feet, and 120 feet. Which
Okay,
should
so-
be within range for you.
Yeah. It's just like when it's beyond normal range, then I get disadvantage, and my range is normal range is 150.
Oh,
Because I was checking that because I thought for some reason if it was in normal range I got advantage, but that was wrong. Okay, so I'm going to shoot the one closest to Sassetti. That
the
one.
one on the left, yes.
And I'm going to use one of my explosive arrows. Yeah, I got
1 moment, please.
What?
I need to see what the explosive arrows do. Just go ahead and roll, please.
And
Oh, yeah.
I don't add anything to my like d20
No.
roll.
It's your d20 plus dex plus proficiency.
Okay.
Wow.
And you roll a...
Clever flamer.
So rude.
Ow, flames. Do you want to get suspended? If Septic comes in, I don't want to go
So-
to ask him.
I rolled a 10.
Which will not hit, unfortunately.
Okay. Oh, then I get, oh, wait. There's still, now I can explain the bit that happens now that whether I hit or miss, Stafford's Strike has an effect.
Okay.
When, oh, I can give my, once before the spell rolls, I can give my, weapon attack roll.
That's what you just
doesn't
did.
matter.
Okay.
I don't
So you don't
reroll,
want to do... You don't want to do anything else with your turn.
Because I don't think, well, there's a little bit that happens regardless after a miss. It, whether you hit or miss, your walking speed is increased by 30 feet until the end of that turn.
Okay, which means you have 60 feet of movement. Oh wait, no, you already used that last turn.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Do you want to do anything else on your turn? You still have your bonus action and your movement.
I don't really have anything else I can use for bonus action, I think. Yeah. Can I just move, like, over to, like, maybe, like, a little closer and a little to the side so I'm
Here? To the cat?
Like in between, behind, like in between not Tom and Fiery, but a little back.
Here.
Yeah.
Going to use up all your movement, and I'm going to scoot you over. Perfect. It is now Roberto's turn. And Roberto also looks at Vico, who's looking at the lamp, and then also looks at the lamp and walks over to it and uses his bonus action to pick it up. And he says something, but he can't hear it over the storm. And he's then going to use his action to once again shoot at the tentacle he tried to shoot at before. Which is going to be this, which is going to hit. And let me see the damage. 1d12 plus 9, okay. What was 1d12 plus 7? And it's going to do 11 piercing damage. Just let me see about its resistances. Does not resist. And it's going to take the full damage. Bringing it down from 56 down to 45. That's going to be his turn, and we are now back to Stacy. Welcome back to life.
Yay!
Although I think it's actually Vico's turn, I'm sorry.
Aww.
Actually,
Okay,
since I
good.
goofed up, you can go out now anyway.
No, it's fine. Then I have a little bit more time to think about what I want to do.
Okay, Vico. Vico was looking at Roberto while he was picking up the lamp, and realization dawns in their eyes. And they're going to use a free action to look to Stacy and say, we need to distract them while Roberto figures out how to destroy it. I think we need to destroy the lamp. And they don't sound quite sure of themselves, but you can see that there's determination in their eyes. And they're going to use their action to use to fire a cold firebolt at the tentacle that Roberto just attacked, which will be one of these, which will hit, and is going to be 2d10 plus 2d10 damage. Cool. Seven points of cold damage and 6 points of necrotic damage as it is resistant, which adds up to 13, bringing it down from 45 down to 32. Yep. And then they're going to... Could I do anything else? Okay. I'm going to use Demonic Aid on Stacy. Which is going to heal you for 3d8. You restore 10 points of damage, bringing you up to 11. Which are detracted from Vico. Bring them down to 117. And it's going to be their turn. Stacy.
Okay. I put down my backpack and reach into it. At first, of course, Stacy grabs into the broken porcelain container from the flan, puts her hand up
Wait. Before you do that, how do you know it's broken?
because when she grabs into the backpack, she can feel the gooey consistency of the flan all over
I
No.
feel like
stuff.
it's something we should roll for.
No,
That's
not the
fine.
flan.
I like the cut of your jib. Sorry, your flan is gone.
Yeah, the flan is gone because I got pummeled by a huge tentacle.
Yep.
And use flan hating tentacle.
Yes. And?
So Stacy puts her hand out and sees the flan all over her hand. She licks one finger clean from the flan and says, "Okay, that's it." She grabs back into her backpack, reaches for her little stone tablet, and I'm activating my starry form.
Okay.
And I'd say, okay, this needs to be the chalice so we can restore our vigor. Saying that, so this was the action. And with the bonus action, I cast Healing Word on who of us is the most pummeled one.
Okay, so Seti, how much health do you have? You have 1. No,
12.
you have 12. Fira, how many do you have?
1.
1.
I think
And
Fira cleared
Flora, you
after.
haven't lost any HP, I think. So it would
No.
be for Fira.
Yeah, good. I cast Healing Word on Fira.
Okay, roll the heal.
Oh, where is it?
It's a D4
It's
plus
there.
your wisdom.
Heal by -1. Flavor,
Wow.
no!
Not like this. Not like this.
At least you get 4 HP back, and since I am in the chalice form, my bonus for this is that whenever I cast something which heals, someone within 30 feet or myself get, where is it? There it is. So, oh damn, it's a huge text.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
Either me or someone within 30 feet will get an extra 1d8 plus 3 healing, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed.
Okay, who's getting the healing?
I mean, I'm now like more than half of my health.
Take it.
I'm at 5. Thank you.
Alright.
Yeah, I would say it's better to just also give it to Fira.
Is that allowed?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it's allowed. It's either me or someone within 30
yeah.
feet of range.
Yeah, indeed. Nice.
Please, roll the healing.
What kind of magical girl bullshit is Sion?
I mean, I still want a description of how Stacy physically changes when she enters her chalice form. So we're gonna get that after the healing.
I really imagine it to be very Sailor Moon-like, all sparkles and shines.
Okay, I can describe. Okay, Stacy reaches into the backpack, gets her stone tablet out. She pushes it against her chest. She looks upstairs and says, "Oof, okay, the stars are not really here, but this needs to work." And then she says, "By the Wild Mother, I call upon the chalice." And then you see like 3 stars in a line from shoulder to shoulder glimming up, and they are forming an half circle around the chest, so like to the sternum. Yeah, so it has this chalice form, and then 2 more stars forming up down the belly, and then a little podest from 3 stars again.
Aww.
Neat. You're shining. Okay, what was the healing you rolled the second? What's that?
The healing I rolled was just 4, and the other dice Fira can roll herself.
Aha.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Go on, Fira, you get 1d8 plus 3, right?
1d8 plus 3.
Correct, because it's my wisdom modifier.
9.
9!
And
Yes.
you're up to 14 health points now. Perfect. Which brings us, since, unless you want to move, we're now back to Sissetti.
Who hasn't done anything yet. So I guess I stand up.
Yeah.
And then I can move 30 feet up, which is to here. I'm looking at a spot where I can easily distract. I'll move up to here.
Okay.
And I don't really have ranged, although I have one spell.
Okay.
No, but it's only again it's only 10 feet range, so I throw a dart toward the closest tentacle.
Okay.
Yeah, that's that one indeed. 19 to
roll-
hit. Let's go.
Will hit.
Yes! Woohoo! Damage. 1d4 plus 2. 3 damage! Yes! I'm doing it! Killing him!
Maximum effort.
As
Yeah.
you're now close to the vortex and the tentacle, you can see it hit the thick, viscous hide of the tentacle. It actually kind of glows with a dull teal, and so does the cloud above you, and you can see a small glow in the lamp behind you as you damage the tentacle.
Alright, I use my bonus action to use a key point to use not flurry of blows but patient defense. And
Yeah.
I try to shout as loudly as possible, "The lamp and the cloud are connected!"
The lamp and the cloud are connected. This is what you want to go with, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope, then I'm out of everything. I've done my part.
I admire your adherence to action economy. Fira.
Well, I'm gonna move over back to the lamp,
Yep.
and since my right is still active, I can do some extra damage to it.
Yep.
Would I get advantage on it because it's technically prone?
Yep.
Yeah!
You want to attack the lamp? Is that it?
Yep.
Can I have Flora say something before she does that?
Yeah.
Can I have Flora say, wait, I can maybe fix the lamp?
Okay. And you hear Flora say that. Do you still want to attack the lamp?
Well, breaking it is either gonna fix everything or make everything significantly worse, and I am
Chaos!
up for either of those. So I'm gonna use my cool new feature
Yep.
to curse the lamp with a blood maledict of the blood curse of the mark. So as a bonus action, it is my right damage is doubled.
Okay.
For an action, I use my rapier to stab down at it. And
Roberto sees you point the rapier at the lamp, and he puts it back on the ground and waits for you, and steps back a bit, bracing himself. Vico does the same, and Stacy, I am assuming, is looking at you intently. And please roll your attack.
I have. It is an 18 plus 6, so a 24.
You absolutely destroy the motherfucker.
Ah!
Let me
No,
just
no
roll.
need to roll damage.
Chaos!
Your dagger
That's
goes
what you
in
get for destroying my
the fury
flag.
of a thunder goddess. You strike the lamp, it shatters, it doesn't shatter, it fucking explodes. The framing bends out of shape, the glass shatters everywhere, and the glow gets so bright that you turn blind, each of you.
Oh no!
As the portal closes immediately, and all of the tentacles are bisected in half and die. You did it!
Hey.
Yay!
Combat initiative
Yay!
drops immediately.
By the way, I totally rolled some great damage on this.
Yeah, so did I with my 3 dart damage. I...
Now I'm happy I used all my healing on you.
Yay, thank you.
And as combat drops, a familiar friend trots up to you and rubs it once again against your leg. Wet and looking kind of miserable, but looking curiously at the now destroyed lamp is not Tom. And Vico is staring daggers at you. Their mouth escaping open for the first time since you've met them. The Archmage has nothing to say to you. And Vico comes over, puts the remains of the lamp carefully into a bag and pats you on the shoulder. Well done. I didn't quite think that would work.
Well, there was only one way to find out.
So, and with that, I say we go for a short bio break because my bladder is killing me.
Alright, short break time.
Reiki!
Woo, see you in 5 minutes or so. And we're back.
And we're back.
I still need to do some tiny tweaks here, but
I was worried for a second there. I thought I would just fucking kill you in session 4, but I'm glad that didn't happen.
Man,
Fira
I was
successfully-
sweating.
Fira
I mean-
successfully destroyed the blue lamp.
and the tentacles.
roll
Meanwhile, I
credits.
lost no HP again.
You lost no HP, you probably did the most damage too, but in the end, Fira did it. You've got a completely flabbergasted archmage looking at the sack containing the remains of the artifact. You got Roberto patting the back of Fira, but also kind of leaning on her because he was pummeled pretty bad. There's a good chunk of his armor missing.
I guess we're not blinded anymore.
You're not blinded, and you can, as you all recuperate, you can all take a short rest if you like.
I would like to.
What does a short rest do again?
What the hell is a David Byrne dance?
You just put on the video of what's it called? Oh gosh, this one Talking Heads song. I don't remember it. It's one of my favorite
Psycho
songs.
Killer?
No, the one that goes, "This is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful wife."
What?
Once in a lifetime. That's it. Oh, yeah, put into YouTube once in a lifetime the Talking Heads and just do what he does. What does a short rest do indeed? Also, Septic, if you want to get suspended again, please let me know. I will happily oblige you. A short rest is a period of downtime that at least 1 hour long, during which a character does nothing more than strenuous than eating, drinking, reading, and tending to wounds. The character can spend 1 or more hit dice at the end of the short rest upon the character's maximum, up to the character's maximum number of hit dice, which is equal to the character's level. Your hit die, I think a ranger gets a D8, correct?
Yeah, but I haven't lost any health.
Which means you get nothing.
Yeah. Other than, like, the only thing I'd get from taking a short rest is one more use of my favorite foe thing.
I mean, that's pretty handy.
Indeed.
Alright, and yeah, you all
Yes,
take a
I'll
short
take
rest.
a short rest. then.
Oh, I recover key. Nice.
You recover key because monks get fucking everything upon a short rest. It's not fair.
We also need
Warlocks.
almost everything.
Did I mention that the tentacles just kind of flop sadly
I
over
am
the
back at
harbor?
max. Woo!
Yep.
Oh no! Don't flop on me, tentacle. No.
They harmlessly flop around you. You can see they have been thoroughly cut in half as the portal they were coming through was closed upon them immediately, as the blue lamp was shattered. Though now it's not much of a blue lamp, and it is not much of a lamp either. It's just a pile of metal and glass.
What are we going to call the campaign now? Blue glass?
No, the teal chump of meal.
I'm pretty sure there will be more of those cursed
The
things.
quest for Flan. Right, and now as you're all settled down, the rain has stopped, the clouds have retreated, the wind has gone quiet once more, just being a light breeze. As you turn to the warm autumn night in the middle of April, as you see a full moon in the sky. What do you do?
Fira just sits her ass down and tries to help Roberto tend to his wounds.
Roberto takes the chance to bandage up his arm, and he looks a bit shook, but no worse for wear. In fact, he looks a bit revivified after a fight like that. Notom is still purring up to you, and she says, "Why, it's like you've spent your lifetime dealing with foes like that. Have you ever been to the Outer Realms?" She says this in your head, Fira.
Yeah,
You
in my
have.
head I answer, maybe not outer realms, but inner realms for sure.
Wouldn't even notice. Anyway, if you ever go there, be sure to take me.
If you
And
stick
she
around?
goes. Excuse me?
If you stick around,
Oh, bet on it. And she goes to Stacy and starts licking her hand for attention.
I'll start with, oh, what is the English word für kraulen?
Crawling? Oh no,
Petting.
scratching.
No. Scratching the cat's head.
She purrs happily and gives you a slap.
Aw.
Do I take damage from the slap?
No, she says
Okay.
she doesn't do anything. She just meows happily. Vico has been staring at the hands for the past hour. And finally, they get up. And they snap their fingers, and all the blood and salt water on all of your clothes and armor disappears. And the cat now looks like a shampooed and a hair-dried cow with the hair sticking out. She looks like a little puff balloon.
Aw.
And Vico says, "Right then, we did it. You did it. I am ever so grateful for you, oh powerful wizard. Fira, was it?
Oh, no wizard. I just know a bit of magic.
You must one day introduce me to the person who taught you. You hear a chuckle at the back of your head, Fira, which you know to be Wutan. But he says nothing more, and they take both of your hands and shake them profusely. Um, Roberto picks up the sack, puts it over the back, and says, "Well then, still a long night. Suppose you will want to go to sleep at somewhere." And he looks at Vico, who looks back at him, and they say, I'm assuming you all have family in the city. If you do not, however, you're always free to stay in my Archmage's chambers. I'd be happy to have you tonight."
Mm. Can I have Flora speak for a bit?
Yeah.
So I say as Flora, now that we have a bit of quiet, I wanted to ask, what should I call you all? Like, it can be a nickname or an alias. And, oh yeah, pronouns would probably also be good to know.
The cat goes to your boot and kind of bites it. And Vico introduces themselves, says that their name is Vico Romao. They are the Archmage of the city, and the pronouns are they, them. And you go to Roberto, who bows and says that he is Lieutenant Roberto Enzo of the Royal Guard, and his pronouns are he, him. And they smile at you.
Do I get to know the rest so far? Because I still don't know who Stacy and Sassetti is. I just know one of them is Sassetti because of what Mogart said.
I just Cecity, he, him. Nice to meet you. I just keep standing straight back and just looking around.
Like a cobra on the prowl.
Indeed.
Stacey?
My nickname is Stacy, and I go by she, her. And I'm, as you maybe just now noticed, part of the Druidic Circle of the Stars.
Vico hears this and smirks at you and saying, "Oh, did you study on any of the draconic circles?"
Possible.
Ah, of course. A lady never gives away her secrets. And with that, you still have these giant tentacle carcasses, but if you want, you can accompany Vico and Roberto up to the upper boroughs of the city, so you can sleep in their spaces, in their certainly spacious Archmage's chambers, while Roberto returns to his wife and child.
I first want to roleplay for septic. Daisy puts back her backpack on the ground. She crawls in there and she finds finally what she was looking for. She pulls out the carrot she was given in the warehouse, throws it to Seti and says, go, eat your vegetables.
Um,
Oh.
And
Thank you.
Cisetti does this without question, I assume. And
Yep.
Roberto looks at you like the tired dad that he is and says, "Be nice to each other, please."
I
Um,
wanna loot a lot
You
of
want to
these
loot?
bodies.
You
I
can
wanna
do that
slice
Bodies.
them out.
before you do that, Danny. What do you want to do?
can I introduce myself back because I haven't introduced myself to most of these characters.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say you do that. You don't have to play it out
Okay.
unless you want to.
Though I do want to say something to Stacy.
Go ahead.
Oh, you're a druid. I once traveled with I had a companion once who was also a druid. I missed them.
Oh my god. Thank you, Danny. Take a point of inspiration, unless I've already given you one for that.
I'm pretty sure
And
you already. No,
I'm
you
pretty sure I
gave me
already
a
gave it.
point for guessing their race.
You didn't guess their race, but I did retcon it to be the race that you said. um, yeah, go ahead. You say that. How Stacy reacts to that we're gonna get to once Fira gets done looting. And Fira, you stand in front of a giant teal tentacle, which looks truly intimidating.
Well, that just makes for bigger calamari rings. I pull out my
Assuming
dagger and start carving.
start carving, please roll me a perception check.
Perception?
Perception or investigation? Pick your poison.
I'm gonna do an investigation.
Yep.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Amazing. First off, you notice that the skin of the tentacle is thick with goop. It's glowing, it is teal, much like everything else you've encountered the past 2 hours, and if you want, you can take a little vial of it. Please add to your inventory. I'm going to put it in Roll20. Add to your inventory. Transdimensional goop. In brackets, aboleth saliva. A vial of glowing teal goop. Drinking it grants the ability to use telepathy at will, 60 feet, and speak deep speech. And in intelligence of 14 or above, the drinker also gains telekinetic spell, appropriate for the level. However, the drinker must also succeed a DC 17 int save or be slowly enslaved by an aboleth lord from the farmlands. So please give me that int save.
Lick the coop and then you become a slave.
I mean, I wouldn't have drank it immediately.
Oh, sorry. I'm a bit
Yeah.
disappointed now, but alright, you have the vial now, you know what it does.
Yep.
I'm going to put it once again on Discord.
Drink the vial. Drink the vial.
Oh, such a good influence.
And besides that, that's not the only thing you find. As you carve away at the skin, there's a flap of it that just kind of sloughs off, and you see that it actually would make for a beautiful cloak. Please also add to your inventory.
Wow.
Listen, you're a party. You can share. Shadow hide cloak, a beautiful black silk cloak that shimmers with teal and purple iridescence in the light. The wearer gains +5 on stealth checks and the ability to cast invisibility once per short rest.
Damn.
And since you rolled a 20 on your investigation, you also get the third thing.
Holy shit.
Loot.
Listen, you didn't think I would pit you against an ancient aboleth without giving you some goodies, did you? You get really cool earrings. While worn, gain +1 d8 on persuasion and deception checks.
Ooh. With
That's some strange stuff to find in a tentacle.
that tentacle
was-
who has been eating things.
Yeah, you find it somewhere in the saliva, almost as if somebody with cool earrings was fighting the thing and got caught by it.
No, with the really cool earrings.
They're really cool earrings. And with those three things, you successfully carve up the aboleth. And if you want, you could also give me some kind of roll to see what kind of piece of meat you get. You said you wanted calamari rings, right?
Mm.
This is more of a
Please,
joke,
please,
but
please, please,
Satya
please, by all
apparently
means, give me a sleight of hand check.
but since Satya seems a bit hungry,
He sure does.
16.
With a 16, you manage to carve out some tasty, tasty rings, though they're a bit big. In my favorite manga, Dungeon Meshi, they fight a giant squid at some point, and instead of taking a ring, they just take like a cube of massive squid meat, and it's kind of like that. It's slightly teal, it's mostly white, it has a nice squiddy texture, and you package it up appropriately and put it in your backpack.
The forbidden
Ready to
tasty
be
ring.
steamed, seasoned, however it is you treat with. And
Steamed
yeah,
clams.
doesn't sound PG. Listen, Flamer, you fight the tentacle, you eat the tentacle, that's the way it goes.
You gain the powers of the tentacle if you
You
drink the
gain the
tentacle.
powers of the tentacle,
I was pummeled by the tentacle, okay?
get pummeled by the tentacle, and yeah. And with that, we're gonna cut back to Stacy, who just heard Flora say something about the druid, which they miss.
Peculiar. I have not heard of a story from someone traveling looking like you, Ranger girl, because I think I still don't know your name.
Didn't Francis
This
just say I
didn't
also?
say it to her yet. Just to say you're telling her your name now.
Okay. You can call me Flora.
Alrighty, Flora. I will remember.
Not.
Also, do you want pronouns?
I would say since I said Ranger girl and you have not changed that, Stacy would just assume now that it's she, her.
Spoiler, didn't remember.
Turns out Morocco is extremely progressive when it comes to gender identity. Who would have thought?
My
The
god.
one thing they're very progressive about.
And their use of
And
They're
tentacles.
very anti-fae, who literally have magic gender transition.
They have magic gender transition, as you can see at the trans person standing in front of you, did become Archmage. And speaking of which, they now clap their hands and look expectantly at all of you, saying, then, I am absolutely beat. I could do with a nap, and if you care to join me. Of course, you don't have to join Vico. You can go somewhere else in the city and stay there overnight. I'm assuming the city folk will now have calmed down. You remember that Zelaya invited you over to the Taverna La Salamandra to drink a beer with her, if you care to stand in for a new two. Seti, you have somebody in the city who has an inn.
Indeed.
Pharaoh, you do have friends in the city. And Stacy, the guards are unlikely to guard the front gates now. You could probably be good and make good time to reach the Winter Dragon Circle before sunrise. I'm just telling you of all the options you have now.
And I have no
Decisions.
friends in the city.
You still have Javier.
Oh, I guess so. But I don't think he's exactly my friend.
What do you mean?
So what'll it be?
Well, I wouldn't mind being around an Archmage. Seems the safest option right now.
And you step closer to Vico.
And I would like to have a look at the shards of that clam still a little bit.
Vico sees you looking at the sack and nods at you and says, "Oh, we'll get to that. Never you worry." Roberto crosses his arms, looking at all of you, and says, "Wherever you go tonight, be sure that tomorrow you'll be sacked by the guard. They're not going to suspect you of anything, but I assume we're going to have an emergency trial on all the failings of
Trial?
multiple parties tonight. From what I've heard, our guard commander has stationed all of the guards at the castle, which is highly irregular. And then there's also the matter of, well, the clerics. You can see his slight smirk, which is constantly present, turning into a very dire expression. And not Tom looks at him with wide black eyes.
Stacy turns to Seti. I go where you go because you still have those records from the cockroach, and I want to have a look into them.
Wow, Sasette?
I have a friend I need to check in with, make sure she's alright.
So
But
how
I
are you
do
splitting up?
Would she take me in as well?
probably, although she wouldn't like it if I brought in more trouble than I already am. But she's
I mean, Trouble is your second name, not mine.
fair enough.
Meows at you, Sasette.
The cat can also come.
She starts purring and is cuddling up to you, up to your leg. Right then, so how are we splitting the party? Fira is going with Vico. Stacy and Sasette are staying at
Uxisa.
Ixissa's. Roberto is going home, and Flora is going back to her patron Javier.
Well, I wasn't sure if I decided.
Okay.
Roberto said something about fairy trials. Can you
No, he
repeat
said
that?
something about great trials ahead.
Oh, okay.
They're going to have an emergency trial to deal with the guard commander and the archbishop for the
Okay.
transgressions.
But you
I
did say it was a good idea to be with one of the guards, right?
He did say that wherever you are, the guard will find you in the morning and sack you to take you to the trial as witnesses.
Okay. Uh,
I
I think I'd still like to go with the Vico because I'm
So you're going with Artemis Vico.
because I also want to read see if I can read the shards of the lamp that finally broke. Fix it.
And you step up to Vico and they smile at you. Well then, ladies, if you take my hands, and they reach out both their hands to each of you.
I look first at Flora and then to take their hand.
Flora.
I look at Fiery and also take their hand.
And like that, you're gone. We'll get back to you. And Sasette, Roberto, Stacy, and not Tom, you slowly make your way up the city. Roberto keeping a watchful eye on you. He's gonna. You can tell the stranger who approached you at the beginning of the night has now developed a bond with you, and you feel like safe with him as you slowly make your way down to the Undercity.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces past, I'm homebound.
into a place that I haven't made yet.
Oh, sorry.
Which is fine. I can
Just
improvise.
make it void.
I'm gonna make a void. Just watch out. Once I figure out.
So this is my void.
It's called the Undercity.
It's called
Welcome
the
to my crib.
Viper Taverna. And I'm going to make that one, let's say brown? Red? Brown? Brown red?
Brit?
I'm gonna put you here. We have a small little void. And
An orange
as you come
void.
in, you see the familiar face of your sister, in quotation marks, Inxissa. You see a stranger now, Coolster. You see another UNT pureblood, much like Cisetti, a bit shorter, about the same skin tone, same kind of hair, just a bit longer. She's wearing like a dull, rosé kind of dress and an apron. And she opens the door, which had been barred previously to her taverna, where a bunch of other UNT and dark elves and dark dwarves or dwerga are hiding. And she looks at Cisetti, wants to yell at him, and then immediately goes to hug him.
I hug her back.
Give me a Constitution check now. As she crushes you with her love and fear of having lost you, and then she takes a step back. One moment, please. Kann sich benehmen. Don't mind my sister just joining us.
Tiny friend.
While still holding you by your shoulders, slaps you across the face. Where the fuck were you?
If I would remember, I would tell you. I remember taking an assignment for Dr. Isis and waking up in a dungeon.
And you can see a familiar face hobbling up to you. As somebody turns from a wounded dwerger, looks up at you, and you see Dr. Isis himself, who I have not uploaded his face yet, so I'm just going to drop the alchemist here. And they walk up to you and say, "You made it."
Ah, yes.
When I saw the sky clear outside, I knew you had succeeded. I'm glad to see you, both of you. And he nods and almost smiles at you, Stacy, as much as he can with his big snake face.
I
And-
shyly wave back at Euseus.
And as Inxissa calms down, she says, "He told me you'd been abducted by the Order? That never happened. I didn't know they would stoop so low. Anyway, you haven't introduced your lovely friend yet. I didn't know you weren't good. I didn't know you liked the company of nobles, Seti." And she regards you and bows to you, Stacy, and says, we hardly ever get a company like yours down here. I'm honored to meet you."
Don't do this. It's fine. I'm just a druid.
She gives you a knowing smile, and one of her eyebrows raises and says, "All right." And she offers both of you a room. Cisetti, of course, you can sleep in your were room if you want. Stacy, you get a nice room in this underground tavern. It's got a small sectioned off bathroom with a with a copper bathtub, a bidet, and whatever you might expect. You get a big, comfy, what's the word, futon? It's nothing fancy, but it's a lot more comfortable than anything you slept on in the past 24 hours. Or, I guess you don't sleep. Oh, no, you do sleep. You're on half-elf.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do
ask a
sleep.
quick question.
Yeah.
Where did not Tom go?
Not Thomas with them.
Okay.
He just, immediately, as soon as they entered the tavern, she just scoots over to a little tray where a creature you can't quite identify as eating something. It looks like a tiny shark with legs. And Ixissa glances at her for a moment and just kind of disregards her. So, and you are now settling in for tonight. And let me look at my notes.
But to ask to Ixissa, tell me, how many people here are affected by the storm?
Not as many as you might expect. She points over to a group of wounded dwerga. Those fought off some monsters down the sewers. bunch of, I think, demons tried to attacking the inner sanctum. They should be fine according to Dr. Yissis, but that's about it. They did a pretty damn good job of protecting everyone.
Thank God. I'm glad you're safe.
Speaking of which, I'm supposed to tell you something from the matriarch. She wants to see you tomorrow.
The matriarch? Why would she want to see me of all
She
people?
gives you a meaningful look as she says, I don't know, but this could change a lot of things for you. And she kind of cups your cheek and then kisses the other. Good night for now, brother.
Good night. Stay safe.
Right. And as you turn in for tonight, we are going to go to the Archmage's quarters, which I have prepared. And now we have
Ooh, red sofa.
Vico,
Good that it's not black.
we have Flora, and we have Farah. And they're inside, and they immediately go off to the lab, and they yell after you, "Make yourself at home." You can see here next to the walls there are some settees that look like very comfortable, like benches, and there's already like a bunch of pillows and blankets prepared on the eating table over here, which is empty. Like, it seems like Vico doesn't really live in here so much as they just sleep here when they have to sleep and work in the lab when they want to work there.
I would follow them straight into the lab because making myself comfortable usually means that.
And they notice you and they spread out the lamp across one of the lab tables and look at it with grave concern. Roberta was very thorough in gathering up the remains of the lamp, but there's no fixing it, seems. Unless. Please, give me a perception check.
Mm-hmm. This gonna suck. 10.
It's weird about the remains. I mean, weirder than everything else you've noticed until now, but there's something not quite right with it. It looks different from the way it did an hour ago. Flora, I'm assuming you leave your packs, or you leave your bags over by one of the benches and follow them back in.
So can I take a piece of parchment out of my bag and take it with me?
Yeah.
I don't have a pen or ink.
And Vico hears you say that and says, "Oh, right, right over there," and points to a drawer. You open the drawer, and inside you find pencil, an ink pen, a little fountain of ink, a bunch of parchment, some notes, a little booklet. And yeah,
I would like to try to get the ink and the fountain pen and see if I can try to transcribe some of the Fey runes if I can still see them.
you take a bit of the room of the lamp, which seemed to have once been at one of the corners. When the lamp exploded, it kind of bent out of shape, but the runes are still very clearly etched into it, and give off a faint blue glow, which you haven't noticed until now. You please also give me a perception check.
Let me just roll it digitally. What is my perception? And it's a D20 for perception.
Correct.
No, I did that wrong.
Yeah, it's /R and then space and then D20 plus 5. By the way, cool stunt, and thank you
Nope,
for being so
I did
quiet.
it wrong again.
Hang on, let me put it. It goes like this. Like that. You do have to put the /R.
I never said I was smart. Even though my intelligence as this character is fairly high.
With a 9,
Oof.
something feels evil about the lamp. You feel it moving in your hand, and you drop it immediately out of shock. Oh, not the lamp, like the remainder of the room. And when you look at it, it seems to have stopped moving.
Can I use Hunter's Bane to recall any information about this? Can I check out the material, the engravings?
Sure. If you read to me what your spell does, what's more.
When tracking a Fey Fiend or undead, I can't be surprised by the creature of that type. I have advantage on survival checks to track it, and then intelligence checks to recall info about it. So I'm assuming it's a Fey thing because it's got silver
Is that
runes.
just for creatures?
Yeah.
The lamp, I must inform you, is not a creature.
Can I then use my alchemist kit to just test the materials of it?
What do you want to test?
What kind of metal the frame is made of?
You
And
grab
if
a piece of metal and you test it. Please give me your investigation. Or what was it? Check.
It's a 15.
It resembles steel, but when you look at it, it appears to be made out of magic. It's not quite there. It's if you could see magic or a magical inertness or magical potential, you could see that this thing is it does not itself channel magic like you do when you cast magic, or the way Vico does when they cast. But the weave seems to be drawn to it and seems to be mending it. But from what everything else you can tell, it seems to be regular steel.
So it's enchanted in some way.
Ooh.
Do you say that out loud?
Mm-hmm.
And Vico comes close and gently takes the piece of metal from you, and seems like it. I'll run some tests on it. I don't feel like sleeping tonight, but if you want, you can have the benches in the welcoming room, or they point at the room behind the lab. Feel free to sleep on my bed. My home is your home. Tomorrow we're gonna have a long day ahead of us.
Vera just smiles and says, well, I don't really sleep, so I'll be happy to help you.
Please give me a wisdom save.
Okay. 14.
You feel compelled to move to the bedroom.
Ooh.
Okay.
And Vico happily nods at you and then turns to look to Flora and says, "The same goes for you, of course, my friend. I know you elves. Sorry, I know you don't sleep, but it is always good to take a rest, especially after the day you've had behind you." And they once again point to the bed room.
I will gladly take some rest. I just want to try to write down these runes, as I figured they might be useful, and I can translate them once I have them sorted.
Please, there's time to do that tomorrow as well. I insist. Take some rest. And the amber eyes look at you and turn a slightly darker shade of amber, almost blood red. What do you do?
Do I need to roll anything?
Not yet.
Okay.
So you move to the bedroom.
Okay, I'll just say, all right, if it concerns you so much, I'll take the rest that I need, and then I would like to come back and translate, look at these, read over these runes, if that's all right.
And they close their eyes and do an exaggerated smile and say, "Thank you. Please, get some rest. I'd have some breakfast ordered in for tomorrow, and I'll have your patron informed. Javier was his name?
Yes, or at least that's what they told me.
I'm sure they'll be happy to know that you're safe." And with that, you two go into the bedroom. I was gonna say there's only one bed, but I'm just gonna canonize that this bed can in fact be split off. You don't have to sleep together if you don't want. Anyway, I don't think you would notice as you both are too knocked out and just fall into your elvish trance. And with that, each of you take a long rest.
Just a
Yay, I get
friendly
my
snuggle.
spell slot back. I only have 2 spell slots.
And I'm going to close. Well, you finished the session 0 notes.
That's
And
session
now
4.
I will happily open up my session 1 notes. We're gonna go the order in which I always go, which is Ante Coolster, Fira, Ante Coolster, Falani, Danny, and Cisetti. Not much happens to you tonight, except one thing,
Ooh.
which is that after basically falling into your little mat in your little room, you hear the chatter of the refugees outside, sounding happier and merrier by the hour as they realize that the worst is over now. You fall asleep very fast, but in the wee hours, at some point, you wake up with a little child standing over you. And they look at you with those amber Marquise eyes, and they hand you a little scroll. And before you can say anything, they disappear. You open up the scroll, turn on a little lamp that's next to your mat, and it says, "Meet me outside the city," and a bunch of coordinates, which you can read. And with that, you fall back asleep.
Does it specify on time?
Nope. What's for Stace? What's for Coolster? Coolster, for tonight, nothing special happens to you
Okay.
yet. Though you
Oh
do
no,
remember
yet.
the reason you were in Maracas in the first place was, of course, for your old master, I think Grand Witch Ashling. You were supposed to deliver something to her sister because the Winter Dragon Court is failing. With that, you fall into your trance and get your long rest. Now.
But my sleep, not my trance.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Only
Farah.
half.
Farah, you
Mhm.
can't sleep. You know this. And yet you do. Unexpectedly, you find yourself lying in a bed that you thought to be the Archmage's. But you're in a strange room. And as you look up, you see that the room is quite plain. The walls are made out of black slate. And you look up, and beside the bed is standing a familiar figure. Tall and his hair taken on an auburn shade as it is now the middle of autumn, and one piercing orange eye looks at you as Bhutan says, "Good morning, Sleeping Beauty."
Good evening to you too.
You may be wondering why I've elected to arrange this meeting for us.
I sure do.
Um, it
You've
seems
certainly
that.
been quiet.
What can I say? Aboleth scared the crap out of me. But you did quite well. I like to think that my training in the hunt has prepared you for this, but you've always been a clever little cog. Please.
I
And
do
he
my
gives you a
best.
hand to help you out of bed.
I accept it and get up.
You find that your clothes, your very practical hunting gear, has been replaced by a plain black dress, and your hair has been knitted into tight braids. And he leads you on, holding a hand through a door, leading down a black hallway that is lighted by white flames in little sconces on the wall. And you walk down the hallway, and you find yourself in in the feast hall of the Finger Eater.
Mm-hmm.
So, just let me put down your little icon down here. Where are you? Bit, 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 bit.
Okay.
You're here. Friend Wutan is here. And you see somebody sitting at the far end of the huge dining table that you see in front of you. Behind him is a balcony, through which the blinding light of the morning is coming through, and you see the white light is actually being reflected off of a vast range of snowy mountains, which you recognize to be La Sierra Tinta, the Red Ridge.
Mm-hmm.
And as you approach the table, you can see that the figure is truly huge. Um, Looking outwardly like an elf, but with impossibly pale skin, he has long black hair and the most beautiful face you've ever seen. And he seems to be chowing down on something very bony and fleshy, and blood is dripping down from his face. He doesn't look up as you approach, but as Wotan approaches from the other side of the table, he says, brother, I brought you my charge. I think she's ready to learn. And the figure sits up straight, wipes their mouth, and looks at you with the same black eyes you've seen before, black on black, with no light reflecting off from it. And with a voice that sounds like the cracking of a glacier, he says, "My, you're a bit short."
Before I
And
shoot me,
he gestures at one of the chairs next to him.
I just narrow my eyes and look over to my patron.
He shrugs.
I shrug right back at him and go towards the chair.
The chair. As the figure sits up and snaps one of his massive hands. A plate appears in front of you with what appears to be cattle ribs, or maybe the ribs of a dinosaur, slathered in sauce and baked in a Dutch oven with some rice and beans. And the same appears for Wutan as the figure says, "Go on, dig in. There's often I get guests out here."
Nothing here comes without a price, so tell me first what it is.
Straight to business. I see my brother hasn't talked you up in vain. And he stands up. You see that he is completely naked, as a feathery black cloak appears around him, covering his shoulders, and he's now wearing pants of the same black material. You can see that he is tattooed all over in black ink, depicting some kind of war between giants and giant indescribable monsters. Um, you caught a quick glimpse at the big tattoo on his back, which shows one of the giant figures biting the throat of a giant monster. And he stands facing the balcony, big hands crossed over his big back. And Wutan says, Finger Eater, how about you introduce yourself? And Finger Eater turns around to you and says, I assure you that is just an in-joke between the two of us. You know how brothers can be. Maybe you don't.
Not
And
really, sadly.
you look at the you look at the plate in front of him, and you see that it might have been fingers of some sort that he was eating.
Mhm.
And Bhutan speaks up again and says, remember the Eladrin we freed in the dungeon, Hardia?
Yes, the sorceress. The one
The
who
one
ran.
you let get away, says Finger Eater, still not looking at you. And
Well,
and
one does
Bhutan speaks up
first.
again and says, my brother and I are quite interested in capturing that one. Each for different reasons, but for now, for once again, we're united in our purpose, and we need to capture her.
I have thought this much, and thus I deigned to think it might be good to first win her trust. It will be easier to track her that way.
You hear a deep, thunderous chuckle from the Finger Eater. And says, it is so sad that we will only come together to hunt nowadays, brother. We used to be so close. And you see Bhutan straightening up a bit at this, as if he's really uncomfortable. You know, as you are at a family meeting when your weird, estranged uncle starts spouting political nonsense. And Finger Eater says, you have done well tracking down Hardiel, but I'm afraid she will elude you without some help. And once again, he snaps one of his giant fingers, and well, two of his giant fingers, and a small jackdaw comes in through the balcony and lands on top of your head.
I just glance up at it and think to myself, God, I hope this doesn't shit on my head.
Almost as if he could hear your thoughts, which he might, since you are, for all intents and purposes, inside of a dream. Finger Eater chuckles at this and says, my little helper will guide you towards Herdiel. You will track her down, and you will bring her to me. And after that, and he looks at his brother, says, we shall decide what will be done with her. Very well. I wish you a good rest of your night, little hunter. You're free to go. And before you can say anything, the word go turns into like an echo, and it becomes a go, go. And you wake up slightly cooler than you would be on a warm autumn night in the bed of the Archmage. Flora lying somewhere off in another bed, or in the same bed, depending on what you did. And you are back in the Archmage's quarters.
I mean, to be fair, I would have probably taken the bench.
You would have probably taken the bench, yeah, that's right. But I don't put you on the bench. And you can see out on the window there's a little jackdaw pecking at the window, looking at you.
I just smile and wave at it.
It's pecking at the window, pecking at the opener, as
I
if to
walk
say, "Please
over.
let me in."
Let me
Yeah, I get it, I get it. I walk over there and I open the window and stretch my arm out to it.
The jackdaw jumps on your hand and flops over to your shoulder. Gives a little squawk. You can see that it has completely black eyes, much like Finger Eater and the cat and Javier.
Mm-hmm.
And I suspect you're beginning to suspect a connection there.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the beginning of your quest.
Yay.
Very well. And with that, we've reached the 2-hour mark. We can deal with the aftermath of your adventure or your escape from the dungeons later, as well as the dream you just had, which for all intents and purposes you shouldn't be able to have, in our next session. And I thank all of you for joining me once again.
Yes, nothing happened while I sleep.
Oh yeah.
Well, you didn't sleep.
Well, in my trance. And I probably also would have slept on a bench.
None of you want to sleep on the comfy bed. Anyway, you just about notice that Fira walks over and lets a bird in, and not sure what you think of it. But that will be it for today. Ah. Any questions?
I still don't know what is in those records.
I still haven't read the thing Javier has given me. Or tried to read.
I am so wondering how children are just able to wander into my little room.
To be fair, you just kind of live in the wareroom of in the storeroom of
Yeah,
the
so why did
tavern,
it?
which is public. A child might just sneak past her.
Yeah, true, but how do they know I sleep there? Hmm.
Oh,
Damn children.
would you like to know? So, any more questions?
No, I had a lot of fun. Thank you again for creating this.
Thank you again for joining me. I am very happy that with the choices you made in your level ups. I am glad that I didn't fucking murder you.
It was
I'm
close.
now the hardest
happy
part
to-
of the campaign starts as we are leaving the tutorial zone and we're getting in the RP zone, and I need to kind of bring all the loose strings together that I had in my campaign notes. And
Septic has a question for you, Fran, if you can do the little jackdaw squawk again.
hello,
No.
then, Septic. I hope you're happy.
I didn't hear anything.
You didn't hear anything?
No, not.
No.
No.
Ah.
Ah, now we heard it.
I was hoping to do more animal noises, but my microphone doesn't tend to pick them up. You know, especially with like, you have a cat character, I'm very good at making cat noises, but my microphone is just like, no, that's your cat speaking.
I still have to question not Tom.
You have a question regarding not Tom?
No, Flora wants to question not Tom because of some stuff that she knows.
Just hold a lamp to the cat, like, where were you last night?
No, it's something else completely.
Oh, that's interesting.
I have a
Well,
theory, but like only Francis knows some of the stuff that can be theorizing, so I won't say.
It's interesting because Flora at this point, I don't think she knows that the cat is in any way special.
Well, she did notice the black eyes, and that
That
was the
is
same
true.
as Javier.
Same with Javier.
And also the stuff that happened before the campaign.
The stuff that happened before the campaign.
Mhm.
You've never seen your druid friend's eyes. But I think you can guess what they would look like now.
Oh.
But I think Flora might be making an estimated guess,
Yes, of course.
especially with some things that were said.
Yep. Well then, if there are no more questions, I think we can call tonight a very successful night, and I hope to see you all next time, whenever that is, hopefully soon.
It's
Alright.
just only afternoon for me.
Alright,
Thank you once again for joining,
and
and
thanks everyone
take
for
care.
watching.
Yes.
Yay.
Have a good rest of your day, folks.
Indeed. Enjoy
Happy
Easter.
Mm,
Alright. See ya.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.